What is going on, everybody, in Wrestling Review Society's YouTube page, Real Pro Wrestling's YouTube page, and twitch.tv/HeelKevin. Guys, tonight we have another amazing pro wrestling interview for you to include a free belt giveaway. That is right. During this stream, somebody watching the show is going to win an absolutely free belt, and I actually have it right here. So I've been teasing at it all week. I haven't told you guys. I told Twitch what it was, but as far as the YouTube pages and stuff, nobody really knew what it was going to be. Somebody is going to win this belt absolutely free live here tonight during this stream. All you have to do is keep watching the show. But with that being said, guys, I want to go and take a chance to thank our amazing sponsors who make this show happen each and every time I turn this camera on, and then we're going to get to my guests. So let's go ahead and plug some sponsors, pay a little bit of bills. First up is A-Rock Designs. Guys, this is my wife's custom business. She makes all those cool wrestling cups you see floating around, whether it be wrestling related or non-wrestling related, like this custom MRE cup she made me. If you want to get your hands on anything like that, all you have to do is go to A-Rock Designs or A-Rock Designs on Facebook. So arockdesigns.com or A-Rock Designs on Facebook and place your orders with Ashley Rodriguez. Let her know that I sent you. It's not going to do anything for you or me, but I love it when people talk about me. With that being said, guys, also our merch store at storefrontier.com/Wrestling Review Society for all of your Wrestling Review Society or Heel Kevin merch. Make sure you go to storefrontier.com/Wrestling Review Society. And if you are here to try to win a belt, which we all are, let's be honest, we all love free stuff. If you're here to try to win a belt and you are watching on any other platform aside from Twitch, scrolling at the bottom of your screen, I advise you right now to switch to our Twitch platform. If you don't have Twitch, it's very easy to make one. It's absolutely free, and all you need is an email address. But if you're trying to win the belt, it is going to come very much in handy if you're watching on our Twitch platform. So if you're watching on YouTube, go and jump off, create yourself a Twitch account, jump back on the Twitch feed, because everybody watching on Twitch will have a very distinct advantage on winning the belt, and you'll find out why a little bit later. With that being said, guys, I want to go ahead and bring my guests on, not waste any more time. Ladies and gentlemen, making their way to the War Room for the very first time, one of my absolute favorite independent tag team, the true brotherhood of Justin Matthews and Giovanni the Greatest. Ladies and gentlemen, the Brofessional Wrestlers. You guys look so adorable.
We can't help it. I mean, I love my brother, you know.
So, let's just go ahead and get this right out of the gate, because you two look nothing alike. Are you really brothers, or are you longtime friends who say you're brothers?
Okay, see, that's the thing. I mean, the name really does say it up. Professional wrestler. We're not the friend-fressional wrestlers.
We're not the like neighbor-ressional wrestlers.
Yeah, nothing like that. Okay, the cuz-fessional wrestlers. No.
Professional. Here, look. All right, so there's a lot of doubters. I don't want to say haters. We haven't seen any. There's doubters out there that don't really think this man and I are blood, same mother, same father. All right, so what do you call that?
Oh, we're getting a little photo album time.
All right. Who are those cuties right there? Tell me who those cuties are. Dressed alike. Look at that. Right foot, long sock. Left foot, short sock.
Yo, what's with the long and short sock, man?
Bro feathers. All right. Next. Look at this. Look at this. who are those cuties? We could keep going,
I mean, all I'm saying is, Gio, me and you look like we could be brothers. Justin, he got delivered by the FedEx guy.
But he's been there the whole time.
He has.
Like we could go on. But the proof's in the pudding, man.
So there you guys have it. They are legit brothers. I take it you guys get that question all the time.
Yes. Often.
Most of the time.
We pull out our IDs so people can see that our names are the same.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we even get that. Are you guys like stepbrothers? Like, nope.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm sure by the end of this interview, you guys will be able to tell, like, this man and I, like, we share the same blood.
Gio, we got one of our viewers asking about your Bulls jersey. He says, "Are you from Chicago?"
I'm not from Chicago, as a matter of fact. I mean, my father is from Chicago.
That's right.
But we lived in Chicago for a few years growing up. So I'm a Bulls fan. I mean, Jordan. I'm Giovanni the Greatest. Michael Jordan, the greatest of all time.
That's right.
So.
Yeah, not only
we'll agree to disagree on that one.
Well,
I said we'll agree to disagree on that one.
All right, let's not get into that. That's a different podcast.
You see, but then that's the thing. We didn't just live in Chicago for a few years. We lived in Chicago in those pivotal years when the Bulls were on top.
Yeah.
During those championship years. So when it went off in the city, it went off. And it was crazy. And we lived there. We experienced that. So
How did you make your way from Chicago to Florida? Because you guys are around the Fort Myers area now, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we just had family that kind of migrated over here as well. I mean, just opportunity. Everyone knows how awesome Florida is, just the weather, you know what I mean, the cost of living. So we eventually migrated over here around like elementary school time. And we pretty much been here almost ever since. I mean, we don't really want to admit it, but I guess we're Floridians. We don't really want to admit that. Don't tell anyone else. But we've been here for quite a while, you know. But you know, we like it here.
So let's just go and get right into like your guys' early life, getting into, you know, pro wrestling and stuff like that. Were you guys always together on pro wrestling, or did one of you get the other one into it? Like, how did you guys transition into pro wrestling? How did you discover it?
Beginning. I mean, at least for me, wrestling's always been it's like a first memory thing. I mean, one of the first memories I remember just even watching on TV, the match that never happened. They worked a promo between, you know, Ric Flair and Hogan and in WWF at the time, but then the match never happened, you know, but again, just the promos like working too. And I remember a lot of that. My dad was into it. He liked Dusty, and he liked guys like Ricky Steamboat and things
Dusty's
like that.
my all-time favorite.
So, I mean, we would watch Monday Night Raw even back in the day, in the early days. So it was just always there, man, for us. We've always had wrestling around. It's always been in our lives.
I mean, we're brothers. I don't know how many other people grew up with siblings that were also into it, but I mean, we went from doing moves on the sofa. You know what I mean?
Yeah, wrestling with teddy bears.
Yeah, with the teddies.
Yeah.
And then it went straight to the, you know, once we got a certain age and my parents trusted us enough, it was the trampoline. So then we started doing crazy, stupid crap on the trampoline.
Because everybody had a trampoline fed when they were younger.
You know what I mean? Everybody. That's how I feel like, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day,
that's the proving grounds is the trampoline.
Yeah, exactly. That's how you prove yourself. You know what I mean? If you can take that wobble and keep going, you're built for it. But yeah, I mean, we've always been into it as kids. I mean, I found an opportunity when I was young, like 18, I got into it, and there's a Hall of Fame induction going on, and you know, we'll talk about it at the end of the day. But someone, you know, DB Harrison is one of the people who got inducted, helped me get into it, and I've been into it pretty much since I was 18. You know, so it's been quite a while. A few months later, he came and joined me, and I mean, at first we were kind of wrestling each other, but after a while, it's like, why are we wrestling each other? I mean, for like being new to wrestling, we kind of wanted to test each other and see who was better. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was a point to prove. But after a while, we earned each other's respect so much, and a lot of people didn't even really think we were brothers because we kicked each other's ass so much. Even
talk about it or say anything.
We just decided to, you know, let's just take over the world together instead of doing it, you know, one at a time. We'll just do it together. So
I got you. We got a comment from Zach Monstar saying that's my boys. You know, somebody who's deeply, deeply into your guys' corner, and as you should
day
be.
One.
You know, I've told you guys since the first time I saw you guys wrestle that you were one of my favorite tag teams, and we actually talked about making this interview happen a lot sooner than this, but scheduling just never kind of worked out. So I'm glad that we're able to sit down and talk about it now. But you talk about, you know, facing each other and stuff like that. Going back just a little bit before that, because I do want to get into your guys' early stuff when you wrestled each other and then making the decision to become a tag team.
Right.
But going back just a little bit sooner than that, which one of you was it that, you know, kind of took the first steps into becoming a pro wrestler, you know, finding the school or getting the training? Justin, I know you said you were in the military for some time. Gio, did you pursue wrestling before he got out of the military, or did you do it together?
No, actually, Gio, he got into it first. We actually worked for a guy named Bruce, who was interested in opening up his own promotion here locally in our area in Southwest Florida.
Shout out Dad Trainer.
Yeah, he was there the day you guys beat up, you know, that classic tag team.
Hey, okay.
There's some more to come.
So they knew me and Chris liked wrestling at the time, so they invited him to come out and start training. I was doing my military thing at the time. I was serving in the U.S. Air Force, so he probably got about. Oh no, thank you, man. Like for.
Nah, it's not about me, man. It's about you guys.
But he was probably doing his thing for about a year. I went on leave. He trained me again, side by side with DB Harrison, and I had my very first match against Gio, and I mean, we killed it. And like I said, from there, I got out of the military. I started doing my thing. We wrestled against each other for a long time. Battling for that lightweight title, back and forth. I mean, just mocking each other, just crazy stuff, back and forth. It was crazy for a while long.
I got you. So, Gio, with you being the one who kind of, blazed the trails into pro wrestling for the professional wrestlers while your brother was in the Air Force,
Right.
how did you decide on what school you're going to go to? How did you go about finding the training and, taking those first steps into joining the world of pro wrestling?
Well, to me, I guess it was an obvious choice. I mean, it was local, which I guess was the most convenient part. I can't say too local. I still was about 40 minutes away.
Josh, that's not what we're talking about.
I like
he
his
lives
attitude.
in Colorado, so it's legal.
No, I like his attitude. Yeah, I like his attitude. But I mean, it was pretty local. It was about 40 minutes away, which is as local. I mean, that's a blessing for some wrestling schools. And like my brother mentioned, like one of the guys that started the school and the Fed was a coworker, a friend of ours. So it was just kind of easy to get into. I mean, the people that were already there, that were already established, they were trained and they opened up the school there. It was an easy choice. I mean, the guys were great. The training was great. They had 2 days practices, and I mean, they really pushed you to the limits. And it was a no-brainer for me as far as to at least where to go to get my foot in the door. And once I did, like I said, it was in Fort Myers. Shout out to New Era Wrestling. Was 2-time world heavyweight champion. So that's where I helped, get my foot in the door, and that opened a lot of opportunities for me. I traveled the state of Florida, thankfully, and at the time I was the youngest, I was the lightest, and I was the shortest, but I was still at the top, and again, thanks to DB Harrison, huge shout out to him. He believed in us when when no one else did. We had a lot of haters back then, but we've grown together. Like I said, man, there's nothing better than having this man and my brother by my side. It's go ahead.
I was just going to say, so going through those first couple of years without your brother, and then he finally gets out of the military and starts making his way into it. How easy was it to transition? Because he said that, you were the first one, who helped really train him. You guys did your stuff as a kid, but really being trained to wrestle, being trained to play around and being trained to wrestle, as we all know, are two completely different things. Yeah. So training your brother how to wrestle and getting him involved, how excited were you to now have him a part of it?
I mean, I was super excited. I mean, of course, I had the opportunity of help training him too, which is the most exciting part. And that's the thing, he picked up on it just as fast as I did. And he got to the point where as soon as I could find a opponent who matched my skill level, I felt like it could push me and motivate me to be better. I mean, he was right there. So he picked right up on it. I mean, like you said, I was doing it for about a year, and he picked up on my year experience in about 2 months. So we were neck and neck for a while, and we just learned off each other. We bounced a lot off each other.
I imagine that you've trained other people aside from your brother, correct?
I mean, here and there, yeah. I mean, of course, with like schools and stuff, I'm always there. I mean, of course, because I just love getting my ass beat, I guess.
Did you hold him to a higher standard as far as training goes, with him being your brother and you knew his potential, or did you kind of take it easier on him because he was your brother, or was there no difference?
I mean, I didn't really have to take it easy on him. I mean, he knew what I expected. I mean, we're brothers, and I knew what he was going to bring to the table. So it was easy. It was like training myself. It was easy.
I got you. So question for Justin, kind of backpedaling to the same questions I just asked your brother, stepping out of the military, stepping into pro wrestling. Was it easy? Do you think it was easier for you? Not so much like the labor of it, but as far as like the mentality of it, knowing that your trainer was going to be your brother and he was going to be there, and you had somebody that you knew you can count on, and you weren't walking into a pit full of strangers. Did you feel more comfortable knowing that Gio was there with you the entire time?
It definitely did make it more comfortable because I had somebody, I mean, I guess that could give it to me honestly, but in the same way that it wouldn't, be discouraging too if I messed up or did something wrong. You know what I mean? I guess in a helpful way, because a lot of times and sometimes you can go to schools where the trainers can be downright mean, and I mean, I guess like almost in a militant way, like you can understand, and it can be discouraging sometimes. But no, he was there, and he helped just put certain things in perspective, and not necessarily almost in a physical manner, but almost more in like a psychological manner too. The storytelling in the matches, and why certain things are important. So, I mean, we're still learning every day from each other.
Absolutely. And, that's one of the benefits, I guess, of being brothers is the training never stops. It's kind of right there with you guys. You guys can always be there to, hey, let me try this. Hey, let me try that. Hey, let's run through this. Let's run through that. So I guess that's one of the major advantages of actually being brothers. Now, getting into something that you guys had already hinted on, and we have a question coming in from the comment section. I guess my buddy Ashlock may have joined a little bit late, but he says, have you guys ever gone one-on-one, which you've already established you have?
Many times.
Kind of talk to us about when Justin finally does get trained up, he comes in and you guys start working each other. What were those matches like, and how long were you guys going at it before you guys decided to be a tag team?
I mean, we were going at it for quite a while. I was kind of rising up the ranks a little quick, and like he said, New Era Wrestling. DB again had a lot of influence on pushing me too. I guess he thought he saw the same thing that Chris saw in me, that I was a fast learner and had the potential to just keep getting better.
It's hard to find someone too who has the same outlook or experience or goals in mind, and also the same size. Size is really important. I've been working with a lot of guys who are bigger than me, so I kind of had to adjust to their style. So finally, I was able to work with someone who was my size, who we were able to almost do whatever we wanted. So.
Absolutely. And like I said, you guys complement each other so well. And you're one of the few tag teams that I've watched where, and as much as I love the Booyah Club, which we're going to get into a little bit later, as much as I love them, they don't have the chemistry you guys do. You can tell that you guys have been doing this for a very long time. I think 10 plus years is what you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So let's get into when you guys finally decide to become a tag team, because you guys have been champions just about everywhere you have went. As of right now, you have 2 big title matches coming up. You are competing for the Real Pro Wrestling Tag Team Championships August 21st at the 6th anniversary show, and you're also making your debut in Riot Pro Wrestling, going after the titles. With all of the expectation out of you guys, being put in these matches, does it ever become too much? Do you ever feel like there's too much on your plate, or do you guys work best under pressure?
Listen, okay. See how you mentioned those 2 matches. If we beat the Gifted on the 21st, and then go a week later and we beat
when we
beat them, and then we go on and we win again at Riot Pro. If you've seen the news with the recent joining of promotions, we would be the first ever unified tag team champions.
And I'm a size 32 waist, Kevin. I don't know how 2 belts are gonna fit around my waist. Well, we're gonna figure it out.
Okay.
You're just gonna do the RVD double stack.
You know what I mean? I gotta do what I gotta do.
So and stepping it up, and raising the bar and things like that. That's what we strive to do. You know what I mean? We go out there and we want to be memorable. We want people to be able to bring something home with them. If there's one thing that they remembered, the Justin Matthews,
Those 2 guys that thought they were really brothers, but look nothing alike. I promise you, we're real brothers.
I mean, you guys get that chant almost every show. Are you real brothers and stuff like that?
Are you brothers? We're brothers. I promise you.
I absolutely love it. And your guys' reaction with the crowd. That's one thing that I picked up on you guys a lot, is you are not afraid to interact with the crowd. And I want to talk about that a little bit later. Guys, I see all of your questions in the comment section. We are coming up on, the time to pull questions from you guys. I have one more question for the bros, and then we're going to get to some of your guys' questions. So whatever questions you have, go ahead, flood that comment section. We'll get to them in just a second. But with that being said, I want to talk to you one question about Riot really quick, because I want to get your guys' viewpoint on it. You guys are debuting in Riot Pro Wrestling to take on the current tag team champions, Zach Monstar and Johnny Rudo. Do you ever feel like there's friction there? Because there are great tag teams in Riot, the Bruiserweight, Zabisco's team, the Booyah Club, all these other teams who have been there, and you guys are jumping right into the title picture. Does that ever cause any friction in the locker room?
I don't feel like it does at the end of the day. Everywhere we go, it feels like more people know us than we know them. I mean, we're just the type of people where we make an impact every single place we go. So when they see the professional wrestlers are on the card, main eventing for the tag team titles, they understand, you know?
Yeah. One question we have coming in is, can we check out your matches on YouTube? Is there anywhere that your matches are available? I know you guys have some matches on my Twitch channel because I stream the Real Pro shows, but aside from my Twitch channel and the Real Pro Wrestling YouTube page, are there any other places people can find your matches?
I mean, I don't know specifically. I mean, I know if you can look us up individually on YouTube. I know tons of results. I mean, I know New Era Wrestling had an old YouTube page. I know Real Pro has their YouTube page. I know Jordan Owens has his YouTube page.
Yeah.
So those are a lot of places. I mean, we probably should invest in our own YouTube page. But at the end of the day, we would rather get the views for the promotions and be stingy and get them for ourselves. You know,
I got you.
You know.
So question from Heel Kiefer says, has there ever been arguments between you two on who is the best wrestler? I want to modify that just a little bit, not for just who the better wrestler is, but is there ever any friction between you guys, and how do you resolve that friction?
You're the better wrestler, right?
No, I thought you were the better wrestler.
Dude, you're better than I am.
No.
Have you seen your leg drop sick though?
No, my leg drop, bro. Your suplex is amazing.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I guess that solved that right there. But aside from who the best wrestler is, has there ever been, like what direction you want to take the team in, or, you feel like you should be doing this or doing that? Is there ever any friction between you guys at all?
I mean, not really. I mean, we're always on the same page. We don't really have too many disputes, arguments. There's never really too much friction. I mean, we have one goal in mind, and that's to just be the greatest brother tag team in professional wrestling, which, I mean, we obviously are proving time and time again.
It's just winning. Winning is our goal, and we understand that we'll do whatever it takes to win.
I got you. So another question coming in from Alize says, what is one or a couple things that you take away from every single match that you wrestle in?
Good question. I would definitely say, I mean, the crowd is always different every single place. So it's always, that's important. And just the way I would say the pace of the match again as well. You learn everything from every opponent you wrestle.
Every match is different.
Every match is different, but I definitely feel like the one thing you learn from the most would be your opponents. They help you with your timing. It's even a good moment for you to coach them and help them out on anything that you can help. So I think that's the biggest takeaway too, is just probably from your opponent. The crowd are the two biggest factors. I feel like that answer that question.
A question from a show that I really favor, and one that I know both of you are on Twitch now. The Putting You Over podcast is another great wrestling show. If you guys are in the chat, definitely check
Putting You Over podcast.
Okay.
They're great show. But they say, what tag teams influence your style? Do you go back and watch older tag teams?
Oh yeah. We've been watching a lot of the Steiners lately. They're amazing. Owen Hart's a huge influence on me, no matter what tag team he's in, whether he's with the British Bulldog or Yokozuna or even Coco Beware.
Talent.
So I mean, we go back and we watch really old tag teams often. I mean, sometimes they have some of the best matches, to be honest, because they keep the psychology of the tag team match simple, and they focus on what the point of the match is, and that it's a tag team match.
Steiners all day, maybe.
You have a partner there, and you have someone that you can bounce off of and utilize. And when you're in a bind, you can get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. We lean a lot towards, and I was joking the other night, but we lean a lot towards those brother tag teams, like you said, the Steiners. I mean, there's like Harlem Heat. I mean, growing up, there was the Dudleys, who, let's be honest, kayfabe brothers. But there's Edge and Christian, kayfabe brothers. But then there was the Hardys. Mm-hmm. They were real brothers, and we gravitated towards that. So, I mean, shouts out to all those tag teams because they were still three brother pioneers doing their things. And even though they were kayfabe brothers, we were kids at the time. So, to us, they were real brothers. So, we thought, man, if these three brothers on screen can do it, we could do it. So,
yeah, now in the current product, you have the Lucha Brothers, the Young Bucks.
Bro, the tag team brother is
everywhere.
Crazy.
You got the Usos.
It's booming right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it poses a really good dynamic, especially having two blood brothers who have been there their entire life. And like I said, there comes a chemistry. It doesn't matter how hard you work as a tag team. There is a certain level of chemistry that blood brothers will always have, even over the best tag teams.
Yeah.
So I love seeing the true brother tag team style with you guys. Another question from Putting You Over podcast says, between you two, who makes the hot tag?
Again, it depends on the dynamic of the match, I guess. It depends really who we're working. I don't know. I would say probably Justin, because he has that beautiful ginger hair. That shit gets a pop every time. So me, I'm just a generic looking dude in some shorts. But you tag this beauty in, man. This stallion goes crazy.
I got you, man. A question that we have over and over and over. We're just gonna sum it up into one person's question. But for everybody asking this question, this one's for you guys. Your guys' dream opponents.
All right,
see, they're so in sync. They did the at the same time, the same note, the same pitch for the same length of time.
Let's see. All right, let's answer this in two. If there was like, we'll do all time, and then we'll do like possible, like you know what I mean, like current. I said like all time. I feel like the Hardys would be, like I said, the brothers. They would be a great one on their styles. I mean, as much as they influenced us, our styles are kind of opposite. We're not really as much as high flyers. You know, we're kind of aggressive and a little more dominant. So, and right now, current, what do you think? I mean, we're better than the Lucha Brothers. We're better than the Bucks. I mean, but they're brothers. So let's do like a triple threat. You know what I mean? And like, and
just
let's
really
see who's
settle
the greatest brothers.
Find out who the greatest brothers truly are.
I'm down for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're gonna win anyways, but at least we'll give them a shot.
I like it. I like it. So there was one other question I saw that I wanted to get to. While I ask this one and while they're answering, I'll go ahead and scroll through those questions. Guys, you have a big match coming up.
Okay.
August 21st. Real Pro Wrestling 6-year anniversary show. You kind of hinted at the Hall of Fame. So I want you to kind of, Gio, I kind of want you to talk about why that Hall of Fame is so special to you. And then let's talk about your match. But let's definitely talk about that Hall of Fame first, because it's going to be a very special moment for a lot of people. But kind of explain to us why the Hall of Fame, and especially one inductee in particular, is special to you guys.
All right, yeah. So DB Harrison is who's the inductee. We're going to be doing, it's a little tribute to him. He'll be out there in the crowd. He'll be accepting it and everything. But it's important to us out there. I mean, he's kind of a pioneer. He was pivotal to our, careers. Like I said, when I was out there, he helped, kind of get me started and help train me, and I was out there helping him. I mean, I wasn't out there alone. I mean, there was a whole team of new era guys. It wasn't just me, so DB Harrison had a huge hand in that too. And I mean, as well, he was a promoter. He was a booker. He was a worker. I mean, everything across the board. I mean, he was doing it all and at the same time. So, I mean, huge shouts out to him, too. And then, again, he was someone who believed in us when no one else really did, man. When we wanted to work each other, no one else thought it would work, and then it did. When we wanted to work, as a team, no one thought it would work, and it did, And then when we wanted to do our own things individually but still be, ourselves and be brothers but just not together, he let us do our thing, And so huge shouts out to DB. I mean, he helped us, get our feet wet and figure out what worked, what didn't. And if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't probably be sitting here and be the professional wrestlers that we are today. So,
well, definitely huge thank you to him for that, because like I've said this, I've told, and Zach's in the chat, so he can. I'm not just blowing
huge
smoke
shouts
on
out
this.
to Zach too.
Not just blowing smoke on this. I have told this to Zach ever since Zach brought me in as the ring announcer. From the first time I watched you guys wrestle, I said this from the very beginning, and I hit Zach up right after. I said, Zach, if my word means anything to you, the money match as far as your tag division is the Gifted versus the Brofessionals. You two have been my two top favorite indie tag teams, and I'm a huge friend of Zach. I love Satanic Panic. You guys, in my book as a tag team, are my top two favorite independent tag teams, and I'm so glad we're finally getting that match. You guys have faced off against the Gifted before. What makes this match special? And with it being a 2 out of 3 falls, what makes this match different? How do you have a different approach to this match, or do you just walk into every match the same way?
Well, first of all, we aren't getting just one match, okay? It's a 2 out of 3 falls match, okay? So there's a potential, which probably won't happen, that it'll go all the way to 3 because we're gonna just get the first 2.
The first 2 quick. You guys don't get paid by
You
the
get
hour.
at least 2 amazing matches with the professional wrestlers, and if the gifted make it through the first part,
We should be charging double.
And if for some reason at all, maybe they have some brass knuckles hidden in their trunks or something like that, and we get to a third fall, you get 3 amazing matches between the professional wrestlers and the gifted. With that potentially, we should probably charge triple, to be honest.
And you guys are just some nice guys, aren't you? Only charging for 1 match in wrestling, potentially 3, but definitely 2.
Right. And
at least 2.
And this is the beauty of it too, is we'll do whatever it takes to win, but we know we can win.
We will.
So let's put that aside, right? Like my brother said, let's say it gets 1-1, right? And it comes down to 2 out of 3 falls. In a typical championship match, if the champions get disqualified or counted out, they keep their titles, correct?
Mm-hmm.
In a 2 out of 3 falls match and it's tied 1-1, and
there's no champion's advantage.
Thank you very much. There's nothing that they can do. They can't run. They can't get disqualified. There's nothing they can do once they're in our round. We've beaten them twice already.
Mm-hmm.
So now they have to do what we've done to them.
Is there a possibility the gifted retain August 21st?
No.
All right, no. There's absolutely no possibility. And I'm going to one thing that I'll say too is we appreciate that you're a huge fan of ours, but there's going to be things that you see in this next match that we're going to do that you've never seen before, guaranteed. Things that you would never expect, not us, but humans to be able to do. I guarantee it.
I like it, man. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I think this is probably, and every Real Pro show has been special in its own way. But as far as the card alone and the talent of the matches, I think this is to date the best Real Pro show that I've personally attended. I've only been working with the company for about a year now.
Yes.
Card is stacked.
Very stacked card. Guys, we are getting to that free championship belt giveaway. I'm going to go and let you guys know one thing you're going to have to do to be eligible to win, so listen up, and then we're going to get right back into the questions. If you have already done this, there's no need to do it again. But for those of you who are watching who haven't done this, if you're watching on our Twitch channel, use !bros, !BROS in the chat. It will pop up the Professional Wrestlers Instagram page. Go give them a follow, and on their second to most recent post, it's a video of me talking about the belt giveaway. You're just going to leave one comment. Heel Kevin sent me. The reason you're going to do that is so I can go to the video and look at everybody who did it. That is your ticket into the giveaway. Leaving that comment. Without that comment, I have no idea if you followed them or not. So go follow the bros and leave a comment on their second most recent video, the video of me talking about the belt giveaway, hashtag Heel Kevin sent me. With that being said, we kind of have to shift gears to Riot, because they do have this merger now between Real Pro and Riot. You guys are preparing for the professional wrestlers. Johnny Rudo and Zach Monstar are a completely different team. So do you think you are putting too much on yourselves to focus on this match and then turn around and get ready for that match? Because that's a team that you really have to train for.
No. We're ready for anything.
So we can beat anybody. And again, huge shout outs to Zach. Johnny Rudo.
Putting yourself for the longest. One second, Justin. I apologize. Putting yourself over podcast. !bros in the comment section will pull up their Instagram. It is the second most recent post on their Instagram. Leave a comment saying Heel Kevin sent me, and you're in the giveaway. That's all you got to do. !bros. Go to their Instagram. Leave a comment on that video. It's the second most recent post. With that being said, Justin, please continue.
I was saying now. If you look at the track record individually, I've beaten Zach. He's beaten Zach.
You're treading deep water because Zach is massively over on this podcast.
Like, come on. If we can beat them alone, we can more than likely beat them together. We don't put any doubt or any kind of unfortunate thoughts in our mind that it's maybe too stressed. We can beat absolutely anybody on any day of the week. I can wrestle 5 matches a day, every single day, and still be the greatest performer of all time.
But as confident as you guys are, Trust me, there's clearly no lack of confidence.
Honesty.
Call it what you will. There's no lack of honesty, confidence, whatever it is. There has to be at some point where you guys walk into a match and feel a little bit more challenged. I don't want to say intimidated, but more challenged than you do in other matches. Or do you just walk in with the same mindset each and every time?
See, the thing is we love pressure because we perform best under the pressure. Mm-hmm. So shouts out to Zach Monstar. And we were talking about us, okay? All right. We were talking about who we be, all right? But we love the pressure, man. We work best under that pressure. So we want the tag team titles on the line in every single match because that's how we perform even better. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, when you're out there and you see Zach Monstar come out and that smoke and the music and the face paint and you think he's about to bleed all over you, just walking out there, it's intense, man. So don't get me wrong. I mean, there's intimidation. Some of those guys are big. Some of those guys are strong. And some of those guys are experienced, man. And they know what they're doing. But if I was walking in there by myself, I'd be scared. But I'm not. Neither is he.
Hey, man. Like Putting You Over podcast said, confidence goes a long way in and outside of the ring. A question for you both individually. So I'll ask this question, and then Justin, let's get your answer, and then let's get Gio's answer after. But I like to ask this question to everybody who comes on the show because it's such an array of different answers every time I ask it. But you guys have been doing this 10 plus years, correct?
Yes.
So if you could go from right now, if you can go back in time 10 years and give yourself one piece of advice that you could have used back then that would have helped you throughout your road of pro wrestling, what would that advice be? Let's get Justin and then Gio's answer.
Okay. To be honest, my real honest, if I could go back to my year one self and give him some advice is stop being so full of yourself.
No, not you.
Because, you know, the best still has yet to come and he'll have plenty of time to be full of himself. But that was the time to grow. And fortunately for me, after the first year or two, I did get time to go, and I lived in the Midwest area and I got to train with a whole different crop of wrestlers. It's a completely different style. It's a completely different bond there. I don't know how to even explain it. And it kind of humbled me a little bit. And I wish if I would have took that mindset maybe a year or two back, it would have helped me grow a lot faster and a lot more into my potential.
I got you, man. Like you said, it's the time to learn. It's time to soak up all the knowledge you can. But Gio, you're if you can go back and give yourself some advice when you were getting started that you could have really used that would have made your road through pro wrestling easier, what would that advice be?
To be honest with you, I would say to be more focused, man. I was passionate, but I don't think I was focused. So I should have hit the gym a little bit more, trained a little bit harder. I was a little young, so, I was just kind of hanging out with the friends. I was worried about the wrong things at the time. Now that I'm a little bit older, if I feel like if I would put a little bit harder work in, if I would grind a little bit harder, I'd be your world champion right now. So.
I got you, man. And please don't take the laugh as an insult. I mean it in a positive way, because I can see it. I really can. You guys hit a whole new gear when you're in that ring. And once again, I'm not blowing smoke. I've said this on my Twitch channel numerous times, even before we decided to do this interview. You and the Gifted are my top two favorite independent tag teams. And I love watching you guys do what you do, in my opinion, better than any other tag team that I have the chance to see.
Thank you.
But one thing I want to ask you guys, so we kind of see this with, the brother style tag teams. How much does your guys' outside life, being around each other and constantly learning about each other, having that staple, how much has that benefited you guys in the ring?
I mean, exponentially. We're around each other all the time. I mean,
I was his best man twice.
2 times.
Best man twice.
Twice. So I mean, and just being around each other, and that's the thing, like he mentioned earlier about just being always on the same page and just always having the same train of thought, especially in the ring. I mean, we could finish each other's sentences exactly the same way as we could finish each other's moves. So it translates. It's not just a like a language thing, you know what I mean? It's a mental thing. It's a reading the other person's mind and their body and their facial expressions and like
it almost
knowing.
seems like you guys are on that other level when you're in the ring. Like you don't even have to call a spot. You don't even have to say what's coming up. You know what's coming up.
Let me put it this way, Kevin. When we would be watching Monday Night Raw, we're 10, 11, 12 years old. And I've been hearing this since he was 12. I love drop kicks. I love spine, but whatever the move is. I know dang well when this guy's going to hit the rope. I already know what move he's going to. I've been hearing it for the last 10 years. Every time I've seen a drop kick, that his favorite, so I know. It's a lot different than other tag teams. I don't have to question him. I don't have to ask him what moves he likes. I don't have to say, hey, can you do this? Mm-hmm. I know what he's capable of. It's everything.
Can you clear the top rope?
But nonetheless,
come on. Watch some of those matches back. Check my Facebook page where you see me soaring over the top rope, flying on people. Now, I can clear the top rope. My knee pads will not get stuck or nothing like that. I'll definitely make it over.
So guys, what does outside the ring look like for you? What are some of the hobbies that you guys are into aside from wrestling, obviously? Do you guys enjoy any other hobbies together? What do you enjoy individually?
Oh man, wrestling's so big to the both of us. I mean, take wrestling aside.
I mean, I don't really know if there's too many things individually that we. I mean, we listen to the same type of music. Obviously, we grew up together. I mean, we were into the same type of TV shows. We both like comic books and like superhero characters. And things like that. I mean,
to the 90s, man, like anything 90s.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's how we grew up.
That was our generation. So, I mean,
back when cartoons were actually cartoons.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there are a few things here and there that are different. Pokemon Go. I might hop on there. You can add me.
Running video games.
Yeah, I mean, video games. I mean, we came up on the Sega Genesis and things like that.
We're huge into collecting like you, so we got a few things that we collect. Shouts out to the figures. If anyone's looking for a Darby Allin.
You show that Darby Allin, I'm dropping you off the screen.
If anyone is looking for a Darby Allin chase, 1 of 5.
Ladies and gentlemen, the professional wrestlers are experiencing some technical difficulties.
But man, we're huge into like the figures and collectibles. So like WWE, Marvel memorabilia,
Power Rangers. I mean, Ninja Turtles.
Let's settle this right now. Who's the best Power Ranger?
Tommy Oliver.
Wrong.
Red Ranger. Yeah, he looks just like him.
Let's go. Come on.
He's just like him.
Justin, there's only been one person to ever beat the Green Ranger, and that's the Red Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. He beat him.
He's the only person to ever do it. And let me ask you this, Justin, just while we're on the topic of Power Rangers, how many battles did the Power Rangers win without the Green Ranger? A bunch. How many did they win without the Red Ranger? None.
Okay, but he has to be there. It's like part of his job.
Even he knew he was getting underpaid. They gotta pay me more for this crap.
Oh, we have a big Power Ranger community within my Twitch channel, so I know that one's gonna.
Yeah, we love the Rangers, man.
That question's gonna hit a little bit different.
It does hit different. I got 4 kids. I put all 4 of them onto Power Rangers, 90s Power Rangers, not that Nickelodeon crap.
And here we go with the Power Rangers, guys. Here we go with the Power Rangers.
Let's go.
Shouts out Lord Draken, baby.
So I have another question for the professional wrestlers. Before I do, here's the second part of the giveaway tonight, guys. And this is very simple. It's going to take you less than 5 seconds to do it. All you have to do is use !Discord in the Twitch channel. That's going to pull up my custom Discord link. The winner will be announced in the Discord, and you only have 24 hours to claim your prize. Once I post that you are the winner, you have 24 hours to give me your shipping information. If you do not do so within 24 hours, I will redraw a new winner. So exclamation point Discord. At the end of the show, I'm going to post the winner's name in the Discord, and that's where you have to claim your prize. You'll send me your shipping information. If you fail to do so within 24 hours, this time tomorrow, we're going to be drawing a new winner. But Justin, I want to go back to what you said, having 4 kids, and how that, relates to wrestling. Gio, do you have any kids at all, or is it just Justin?
So I have 7 nephews and 1 niece, and that's more than he can say. I have the exact same amount. They're your kids.
I guess, targeted towards you, Justin, because I like to ask this question when I have, parents on the show. Did becoming a parent change the way you wrestle at all? Was it, because we typically have people who do like high flying stuff, and then when they become a parent, they tend to be more safe or save those big spots for the times where they really matter. Did becoming a parent change your wrestling style at all?
In the beginning, I don't think it did, because I just wanted to be as good as I could be. But I think now, I guess like you've mentioned before, we've been doing it 10 years. I have 4 kids, and one of them is just an infant. So sometimes I feel like, my bodily preservation is important.
Yo, I'm rocking the 4-kid squad too, man. I'm one away from a basketball team.
Yes, so sometimes I do think about certain types of high risk moves and whether they would be worth it, if I want to be able to continue to pick up my son every day. Because as we did see in a match that we were a part of, things can go wrong, and people do get hurt sometimes. As much as it's an unfortunate thing to happen, it is unfortunately part of the sport, So I do think about it. Oftentimes my kids aren't live in the crowd watching those shows.
Huge shout out to you guys, because on that night when that accident happened, they happen way too often, but that's the reality of the business. When RJ went down, you guys knew instantly something had happened, and you guys kind of backed up and let him get checked out. You guys were actually responding to it before the ref did. You knew something had went wrong. So shout out to you guys for not kicking a horse while it was down, you know what I mean? And really having that awareness of, hey, this guy needs to be checked out. And that was a title match. You guys could have easily tried to capitalize on the titles, but you guys did the right thing and allowed him to be checked out. And he really was pretty decently injured. So shout out to you guys for remaining professional in those moments.
At the end of the day, as much as it's competition and as much as we do want to be the best, again, I have a family to come home to, and so does every other one of those boys in the locker room. I do want to be the best, and I want to be the champion, but not at the risk of somebody's personal welfare.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wasn't satisfied with the rope doing it. I wanted to knock him out.
And just the death stare, so he's serious. 2 more questions, then I have a really fun game for us to play. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it.
Okay.
But right here from Ashlock, do you let your kids wrestle?
Watch you wrestle. Okay.
Do we let them watch us wrestle? They do like I said, they mentioned they are live. They are live in the show. Sometimes they're there. They participate in the chant. They bring signs sometimes. They're there. My wife comes often and she'll watch. My mom comes and watches too.
Yeah,
as nervous as she gets.
Yeah. So I know a lot of y'all don't know what my mama looks like, but she's out there. And she can hear all the crap that y'all say about us, because nobody knows that's our mama. So don't let me catch y'all outside, all right?
Yeah. So we let our kids watch. They love it. They think it's hilarious to see the shows go down the way they do. And they get a kick out of it too, because it's just us, just being us out there. And for once we're not teasing them, we're teasing everyone else.
I got you. So Justin, this question is going to be more targeted towards you.
Okay.
And then we have a pretty fun game that I think you guys are going to enjoy at the end of this to kind of send the show home, and then we're going to get to the belt giveaway. But more specifically for Justin, so you and I were kind of talking after the show that you guys were in the chat for, and we kind of talked about our military background, and then you went into wrestling right after getting out of the military. I know, at least for me, it wasn't so much the military that I missed, but that camaraderie of my unit and being around the boys and stuff like that. And my first question is, do you ever miss that feeling of camaraderie with, the guys that you served with or the girls that you served with? And then do you feel like the locker room in pro wrestling is a good substitute and helps fill that void that you have when you leave the military?
To be completely honest, when I was in the military, I wasn't one of the ones that really felt too much of the camaraderie from my fellow airmen. I was a little bit outcasted.
That's because you were in the Air Force.
That may be, and also maybe it could be contribute to the fact that I guess I didn't conform exactly the way that I wanted to. I served in the military, but at the same time, when I went home, because I had 2 children and a wife, I didn't want to be airman anymore. I wanted to just be Mr. Whoever I am.
Yeah.
So I was kind of outcasted a little bit because I wasn't, Mr. Robot, yes sir, do this all the time.
I got you. You kind of marched to beat your own drum.
So when I actually left the military, I felt a little bit more camaraderie in the locker rooms than I ever really did, in my shop. To be honest.
Former soldier as myself, says Chair Force, but thank you for your service. I have to throw out that he was in the military, because it's like, we can make those jokes. Serving in the military, whatever branch.
Yeah, but don't anybody else out there.
But if you didn't serve, you can't make those jokes.
Yeah, shut up if you didn't. But no, honestly, yeah. Outside of the military, I've probably found more camaraderie again. I found people who believed in me, like DB Harrison. I didn't have anybody like that in the military. I've had people, again, like we mentioned, day one people, like me and Zach debuted on the same show together. So, we've been doing this the same amount of time.
Battles with Zach, man, it goes back far.
So, people like that who today I still, have that bond with. There's very few people that I still have contact with that I served with. But these people have been mainstays in my life for the last 10 years. And probably will continue to be, as long as I am within the wrestling community.
Yeah, like DB Harrison, I was at his wedding. You know what I mean? Like, these are people that I've met through wrestling, but I'll have a bond and friendship with for the rest of my life. And he's going to be at my wedding. So, when that day comes. So, it's just an awesome thing to have that type of relationship with people you meet through something you care so much about as well. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I know I said that was the last question. I do have one more, just because, you say that you and Zach started at the same time, and you both have given, big shout outs to Zach and stuff. And your guys' road with Zach's has been really intertwined throughout your wrestling career. Now coming full circle, it's no secret, Zach is the owner of Real Pro Wrestling, and you guys are mainstay.
I didn't know that.
Everybody knows that. Now you.
No, I didn't know that.
Now being a part of the company that he owns and everything comes full circle, is it more of a special feeling at Real Pro because you guys have that relationship with Zach?
I've told Zach many times, talking privately, that Real Pro for me just feels, like my home team. So no matter where I go, I always want to carry a little bit or plant some of that Real Pro flag with me, and get eyes more on, what we're doing here in our area and things like that. And again, we've been there with Zach from day one, so we've seen him grow, we've seen him mature, and he's doing his thing with Real Pro. It's an amazing thing that he's got going in 6 years this month. And I was there at the 3-year anniversary show and challenged Max Stardom in an open challenge, and we tore the house down. And then I was there at the 4-year anniversary show when I challenged Leo Knox for the heavyweight championship, and we tore the house down.
Yeah,
and
it's dope. Zach's the owner, and it's awesome having that bond to be able to go back with him, because I think we have like you were saying, like a further back, deeper relationship than a lot of other people.
People realize.
You've known him a lot longer, than people even understand. But like you said, seeing Zach debut, and we were looking at the pictures earlier, and he has like this crazy face paint on, and you almost wouldn't even recognize him in the matches that we worked him in. And just to see how far he's grown, you know, and the names that he's gone against and the things he's done, like I'm proud of that man, you know, like he's done things, you know, that we weren't able to do and we weren't, you know, brave enough to do. So all shouts out to Zach Monstar, but we are going to kick your ass. I mean,
We have to.
but all shouts out to Zach Monstar. You know, he's a big influence to us. You know, I'm going to get on his shoulders and I'm going to slap him right in the face.
I like it, man. I like it. So I want to play a little game with you guys. I think it's going to be pretty fun. I see this done a lot with, you know, brothers and stuff like that. So here's what we're going to do. I have just a list of questions I want to ask you guys. But I'm going to ask you guys when we start, close your eyes. If the question applies to you, raise your hand. If it applies to the other one, point at the other one. And if it doesn't apply to either one of you, just shake your head. I want to see how in sync you guys really are.
Okay.
You guys good with that?
All right. Close our eyes.
All right. So go ahead and close your eyes.
All right.
All right. Out of the brothers, who's the funny one? Out of the brothers, who gets frustrated easy? Out of the two brothers, who has the hardest time letting stuff go? Who's the better cook out of the two? Justin's not raising his hand for anything. All right, last one. Who's got better cardio? The first time you guys... Wait, okay, go ahead and open your eyes. Gio, are you pointing at Justin or are you pointing at you?
Oh, I was pointing at me. Any point was me.
So the first time you guys disagree.
I pointed at me a lot, but I guess I was doing it too low.
I was like,
oh,
see.
yeah,
I was
a
pointing
little
down,
too
sorry.
low.
But yeah,
Couldn't see
every
it.
time I did this, that was me. Yeah, every time.
Yeah, I got you.
I was too relaxed. I'm leaning.
I'm definitely the funniest. I'm definitely the better cook.
No, I'm the best.
I make smack and cheese. Have you ever had my smack and cheese?
I have not.
Well,
He
invite me
hasn't
over
had
for
it,
Thanksgiving. All right.
Open invitation, Gio. Open invitation.
Okay, listen. The boiled peanuts I make are amazing.
Yeah, I'll throw down on some boiled peanuts. I do want to talk. I do want to talk about this picture just really quick, and then we're going to go and wrap things up.
Okay.
This is my favorite professional wrestlers moment ever. Going back to the Clash at the Con, you guys defended the tag titles against the Booyah Club,
Okay.
and it looked like the Bros were about to squeak by with a win. However, as we all know, the Booyah Club end up walking away with the titles. At this moment, when I announced Booyah Club as the champions, Justin was about to rip my freaking head off. Justin, were you about to hit me or punch me, or were you just shocked that the outcome was what it was? Because that is the most intimidated I've ever been by a guy who only comes up to my chest.
I mean, I knew I couldn't hit you, because of the possibility of being fined. You're not a performer and things of that nature.
Or get your ass kicked.
I don't think that would have been the outcome. Okay, I don't want to embarrass you in front of all the millions and millions of Justin Matthews fans.
Millions.
Okay, I mean our merch is sold out right now.
Sold out. Yeah, if you need any Brofessional merch, real quick plug. Any Brofessional merch, you can find us on our Instagram. It's like I said, at Brofessional Wrestlers. Any merch, t-shirts, whatever, let us know. We got a bunch of stuff coming for you guys. It's sold out.
Sold out
right now.
All right.
Sold out.
Let us know. We'll put you on a wait list, and we'll let you know when your size is available.
Looks like we got a bunch of people coming to my house for Thanksgiving now. Thanks, Gio.
Yeah. Well, they want my smackaroni and cheese. I don't blame them.
What is macaroni and cheese?
It's Max.
It's macaroni and cheese, but it smacks, bro. It smacks.
I'll take your word for it. It is macaroni and cheese is quick question. How much cheese do you put in macaroni and cheese?
I can't tell you, bro. It's
the only answer is all of it.
Yeah. Oh, there's three different cheeses.
Answer.
There's three different cheeses, but I won't tell you which cheeses.
Bacon or no bacon?
No bacon.
Oh, we can't even talk.
It's macaroni and cheese. It's not macaroni and cheese and bacon.
All right, guys. Guys, this has been a fantastic interview. I cannot thank you guys enough for being here. Before we get off here, if there's anything you guys want to plug, I know you kind of hinted at your merch store. If there's any social media, any merch, anything like that you guys want to plug, please feel free to go ahead and let everybody know where they can find you and follow you aside from your Instagram. Guys, if you use exclamation bros in the commands of the Twitch channel, their Instagram link will pop up. But aside from Instagram, where can people find you and follow you?
I mean, we do have a Facebook. Like page, of course, Brofessional Wrestlers, because nobody else is cool and clever enough to come up with that brilliant name.
Because
exactly.
Describes exactly who
So,
we are.
I mean, Facebook, Brofessional Wrestlers.
Yeah, Instagram at Brofessional Wrestlers. We got Twitch at Brofessional Wrestlers.
Exactly.
And before you finish it up with your giveaway, you said which belt were you giving away again for everyone watching? Which belt was it?
The Solid Gold Winged Eagle Championship.
Oh, sorry guys, we already won it.
Winning championship. This is what we do.
We already won it. Thanks, Kev.
The true belt collectors.
What can we
ladies
say?
and gentlemen, we will be giving away another Solid Gold Winged Eagle Championship. But that is coming up at the end of the interview. We are at the end of the interview. So here's what's going to happen, guys. Just before we sign off, this is what's going to happen. If you remember, I told you, you have to go to the Bros Instagram page and you have to hit that follow button. And then on that second most recent post where it's me talking about the giveaway, as soon as I end this interview, I am going to that post. Everybody who commented their name is going on a wheel. I'm going to spin the wheel and I'm going to post the winner in the Discord. So we're not going to announce it live. It's going to be within 5 minutes after I end this show, and it's going to be in the general chat of the Discord. I got to get everybody's name put on a wheel. I do want to be respectful of the bros' time. So instead of having them just sit here looking at an empty screen, I'm going to kill the interview. I'm going to go make the wheel, spin the wheel, take a screenshot, post it in the Discord. The winner has 24 hours to claim their prize. If you do not do so within 24 hours, I will redraw a new winner during our watch along of SmackDown and the first ever AEW Rampage. So that being said, we are about to do the wheel spin. The winner is posted in the Discord.
Hopefully it looks as good on them as it does on me.
Make sure you leave that comment. Make sure you join the Discord, !bros, !Discord. The winner will be posted within the next 5 to 10 minutes. I am going to have a brief conversation with the bros after we end the interview. And then I'm going to start making the wheel. Please be patient. It will be posted within the next 10-15 minutes. With that being said, Justin and Gio, if I can have just one more second of your time after the live feed ends, I would truly appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for watching. Go leave that comment. That's the only way I know to put your name on the wheel. Go leave that comment. Follow the bros on Instagram. We'll be back this coming Thursday with another professional wrestling interview. And tomorrow we'll be doing our watch along of SmackDown and the first ever AEW Rampage.
Shouts out everybody watching and listening. Thank you guys.
From myself, from the Professional Wrestlers, thank you for watching this. And we'll see you guys at the next one. Keep an eye on the Discord. We're going to be posting the winner very shortly. With that said, see you guys next time.